Another new absolute book joins the fray this week as the big two put out another crop of incredible comics that we are very excited about. So we're going to talk to you about not only what we're going to be reviewing this Thursday on Pals Pools, but also the big books that are coming out this week that we think you guys should know about. Welcome to Pals Previews. Thank you for watching. And what we're going to do to kick things off, as we always do here, is we are going to reveal the 5 books that we are definitely going to be talking about this Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern on Pals Pools. Here we go. Absolute Green Lantern, number 1, finally.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Absolute Superman, number 6. Resurrection Man, number 1.
Finally.
We also have Hyde Street, number 5, and Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell.
Man, it's a cold day in hell, and we're talking about Daredevil on the show.
For real. So, of those 5, which do you guys project will be your pick of the week? What are you most anticipating?
Resurrection Man. I'm hoping to be baffled and blown away all at the same time.
Really quick, before everybody else answers on that Resurrection Man, I just wanted to point out for those of you who might not know, because this book is kind of under the radar. It's Ram V. It's Butch Geis and Anand Rod Hakrishnan, and Mike Spicer and Aditya Bidikar. So this is like a Ram V indie title creative team at DC on Resurrection Man. That's pretty hype.
Butch Guys too. I haven't seen that name in a while. I
Yeah.
remember him like during like Bendis era Marvel doing stuff in like the Cap era
Cap.
area, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Surprisingly for me, Resurrection Man, exciting. Al Ewing and Green Lantern, Absolute Green Lantern, exciting. But Charles Soule and Steve McNiven on a Daredevil comic?
Ooh, that's McNiven?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a near
Wow.
future telling of like it's not in continuity Daredevil. It's just a one and done story, or not one done. It's a series, but
It's the Daredevil
self-contained.
Reign.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last Days, that
Yep.
kind of deal.
I don't know. I'm just really with the show right now. I'm really jonesing for a good Daredevil. Sean and I were on Near Mint's Evergreen for Daredevil, and it really like we talked about Charles Soule's run on that, and that has made me realize how much I like that run in its totality. So seeing what Soule can do again on Daredevil, I'm excited. And honestly, I just read the newest issue of the current Daredevil run, so I'm even more excited for different types of Daredevil.
I think it's gonna be Resurrection Man for me, man. It's an OG team. He's worked. Ram's worked with Anand a number of times, and Aditya Bidikar is an awesome letterer. So I'm just excited for that. I really from the preview pages even. I'm very excited for that opening splash page or whatever it was that they revealed to us. That was cool. Hyped.
I'm gonna give it to Absolute Green Lantern. I am so excited to see what Al has to say with this. The Janoy Lindsay art that we have seen so far looks really crazy. And that like lantern structure just plopping down in the middle of a town, that preview page that we've seen a bunch, like it has my mind going crazy with like what is that? And I think that's the biggest selling point for me is how little we actually know. So I'm very excited for this, and I am gonna say that I think this will be my pick of the week. But quite frankly, could you really go wrong? A lot of great options.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hyde Street might eke it out even.
We haven't even talked about what's on the poll. And guys, if y'all want to see what the big secret coming out of Marvel is right now, you gotta hear about what's on the poll to get those votes up.
I agree with that, Cale, and thank you for that. Thank you for that segue because there are some really great books on the poll this week as well. And so, what you guys can vote on, what you can add to the show potentially, depending on how your voting goes. We've got Birds of Prey, number 20, Immortal Thor, number 22, JSA number 6, which is currently leading the poll handedly. But we also have all new Venom number 5, which appears to reveal the identity of the all new Venom. Our Discord server, there's spoilers abound. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually have avoided them because I don't want to know yet. But apparently people know who it's going to be.
There is
I have looked because I don't give a shit, and I have to tell you, it makes it more exciting for me.
Really?
yeah, I know the spoilers too. A cover and a page leaked at this point, so it's definitely spoiled. I will have thoughts if you want to hear those thoughts. Vote for all new Venom.
Don't nobody say nothing. Don't bother
No,
me.
of course.
I want to find out.
This ain't the spoiler show.
Exactly. And so if you guys want us to react to the spoiler on Pals Polls, go ahead and vote for all new Venom. Whatever you decide to vote on, though, the winning book will take that 6th spot on the docket, and we will review it. It's going to be great, whatever it is. I'm looking forward to it a lot. There are a lot more books coming out, though. And so what we do every week is we're going to take a look at the League of Comic Geeks website. They always keep it fresh and updated with the weekly drops. And we're going to run through this and talk about the books that are dropping this week that we're not going to get to on Pals Polls, but that we feel you should be aware of. I'm going to kick things off with a book that I'm not actually reading, but I want to make this point about X-Men. So X-Men number 14 is dropping this week, and we are post X-Men Hunt. X-Men Hunt is over. That is in the rearview mirror. And now all of the X books can get back to or start whatever their next phase is. So this might be a great time to jump on with X-Men if you have been lapsed. And it's worth pointing out that Ryan Stegman is on issue 14.
Nice.
Having Stegman back is exciting. I'm a couple issues behind on X-Men, actually. I think I'm 3 issues behind. Alphabetical, like I said. But it is the one that I'm going to catch up on because I need to catch up on it to get through X-Men Hunt, which I'm trying to do. So it's literally next up on my pull list. So I will be reading this when this comes out on Wednesday. And Stegman is exciting to see on art again. And it's Quentin Quire centric, it seems. Big fan of that character.
Staying within the X-Men realm, wanted to shout out Ultimate X-Men number 14 as well. I'm currently behind 2 issues, but I want to catch up. This is the Shadow King coming back. There was a fight previously, so we've had a cool down period, and now it looks like he'll be coming back. Let's see what that looks like. I'm back on it being a little mixed. I've had my ups and downs with this book, but I want to continue through. I want to see what this next arc is. There was a moment of brightness for me with this book, as well as with Peach Momoko. So I want to be able to just see where I'm at by the end of this next arc.
I'm still reading this as well, and I'm enjoying it, but I still think there's some pacing issues for sure. That being said, the issues themselves are good. I think getting the main theme of what's going on gets a little muddy because of that monthly thing, because it almost seems like it doesn't exist in this, and then it does. So it's a little confusing there. But man, there's a variant for this, the Nicoletta Baldari variant that is gorgeous for this issue. That I want to shout out. It looks like almost like an Everything Everywhere All at Once movie poster.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's got like the armor, not kaiju. What do they call it? It's yokai or whatever.
Yokai,
Yeah.
Yoki.
I don't know. I'm on the whole, I am enjoying this more than it's not pissing me off like Ultimate Spider-Man is and Ultimate Black Panther. I think it might be my second or third favorite Ultimate book.
I want to talk about Miles Morales, Spider-Man, number 32. This series is the subject of a lot of people's scorn for some reason. I think anyone who's actually reading it, though, is having a pretty good time. I love this book. Miles has needed a young writer of color, quite frankly, to do stuff with him. And Cody Ziegler has been doing an incredible job. Yes, this book has kind of been batted around by events, but I think Cody has actually done a really good job of figuring out ways to make Miles come out of these events strong as a stronger character. I really particularly love what Cody has done post Blood Hunt, because Blood Hunt had Miles, but he wasn't really focused on, even though he did become a vampire there. And all of that stuff, which is very interesting, has been handled in this series. And it's got Black Panther helping out. It's got fucking Vulture is an antagonist for Miles now, and Cody has found a great way to weave that character into his mythos. Just tremendous stuff.
I've been waiting to find a jumping on point for this, if I'm being honest. Because there's a lot going on. And I know that it deals with some Wakandan gods too. Like Anansi is involved here. So that stuff interests me. But I haven't found my way in yet. Is he still a vampire?
So Black Panther has actually been helping him with the vampire problem,
Okay.
and he gave him a new suit to kind of like control it so he doesn't vamp out. This issue though is the start of a new arc.
Okay. Cool.
But it is going to be focused on gods because we've got Anansi, like you said, but also Thor and Hercules are going to be present as well. So
I might jump in on this actually.
Ares apparently too.
Ares, yes. As well.
I'm in. Okay,
Oh.
yeah, that's all I gotta sell me. I love Ares. Ares is one of my favorite like unused Marvel characters.
Totally.
Man, whatever happened to Phobos? Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
His son in Secret Warriors. Man,
Yeah.
make him supporting cast for Miles. There we go. Bring him back.
I would love that.
I wanted to shout out the Adam Project #4. Last issue we got some fallout with all the stuff that's been going on in Justice League Unlimited with with Inferno. Now there's a bit of dissent internally. Ray and Ryan are kind of at heads, but with this issue, seemingly we get Major Force come in, who is an old villain from Captain Atom. So I've been enjoying this book. It still keeps that Vertigo vibe, and the art I think has been really, really cool from Perkins. This is writer Ryan Parrott, John Ridley. So I'm having fun, and I want to continue to read this one.
Any refrigerators coming in this one too?
Ooh, hope not.
I don't know.
Like Marco doesn't get it.
Marco's so young, he doesn't even
It's
know
Major
about that.
Force and doesn't know the worst part of Major Force. Major Force is
Yeah.
who killed Kyle Rayner's girlfriend and shoved her in the fridge.
Oh, all
That's
right
where
then.
that comes from.
Yeah.
All right then.
So when you call fridging someone, Major Force is the guy.
Yep.
But because of that,
Alright.
when he shows up somewhere, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that. That did when I was looking through the list, that did jump out to me. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
that guy's back. Great. Hope there aren't any women in that comic.
Shit.
Speaking of women in a comic, I'm
Name a
gonna
woman.
call out Secret Six, #2 coming out this week, and it was a mixed bag, I think, for #1, but I'm willing to give #1 a little grace because it has a lot of work to do. I think we're gonna see the formation of the actual six here, or at least the beginning of the team. I'm interested to see still the dynamic between Dreamer, John Kent, and the other guy. And I hope that
Jay.
the other guy goes away. Who?
Jay Nakamura.
Whatever. I hope the other guy goes away and we can replace him with, I don't know, Damien or literally anybody else. But I like Nicole Main's voice, and Steven Segovia on the art was really strong. So I'm pulling for this one.
Man, Cale said, get rid of Superman's boyfriend and give him a girlfriend. Damn. Hate to see it.
Look, it's really equality because the character sucks. And if you can't
I'm just digging you in a hole, Cale.
If you can't have an LGBT character that sucks, it's not true equality.
Hey, Dreamer is LGBT as well, so
It's
so
true.
we're not losing
Look,
that
but that-
representation.
Your
that's
in was
not-
trans.
That's not what I was being called out on. So
I was trying to come to your defense.
Yeah, you had an easy out
yeah.
here. Yeah. I wanted to go a little further up. I think the last time we talked about, or somebody mentioned, maybe a listener, Moon Knight, Fist of the Khonshu. I hadn't been caught up. I read so much Moon Knight recently. I'm fully caught up on all of what's going on in the Moon Knight books. And you know what? Still fucking good. It's a lot of fun. Jed McKay is on this one. Let me get the artist correctly here. But essentially, it's the same team that's been on the Moon Knight stuff for years now at this point. The art on this one is Domenico Carbone, and essentially this is another one of those things where Marvel's like, hey, let's relaunch it with another title. It's the same story, but this arc, Moon Knight's kind of realizing, oh, he has too much of a family now, and they are a liability. So he's going rogue. He's going off by himself, and his friends are like, dude, what the fuck, man? What's going on? He's fighting there's an Asgardian that left Asgard to just be a crime boss in New York, and how does Moon Knight fight a god? Not easily, apparently. So that's been fun. This deals with 8-Ball realizing like 8-Ball is one of his family members. You know, it's part of the midnight mission, and I guess
Midnight
8-Ball finds a new
Society.
crew here. So I really recommend this. It's really it's a lot of fun. They still deal with the multiple, versions of, Mark Spector. You got Steven, you got all those people in his head still. And they're all like, dude, what are you doing? This whole book is just like, people be like, yo, chill out, man. And Moon Knight cannot chill out. And it leads to some fun conflict. So I
Huh,
recommend,
all right.
I recommend this.
I wanted to talk about Marvel Rivals #1. This is an Infinity comic that they are taking the 6 issues that they did and they're putting it in physical form. Now, Marvel Rivals, for those of you who live under a rock, is one of the biggest games of the year, and a lot of people are playing it. And what it's done is it's done a lot of goodwill for characters that Marvel Comics don't necessarily spotlight a lot. So, like Jeff, for example, is a character that people are really loving via the Marvel Rivals video game, and I love this. I love the fact that this exists. I think this is a very smart thing to do to get this book in stores for all the people, especially the young people that love Marvel Rivals and would love to read comics about them but don't know where to get them. Because if there's one thing that is less known about than a comic book shop, it is Marvel digital comics. And so getting this in a comic book shop is a great way to bring young people in. And even though the price point is $6.99, which I think is slightly high, it is 48 pages. So that's you're getting a fair amount of story for your buck.
And the story ties in directly with the story of the game, which is essentially Doctor Doom, Doom 2099, both discover this resource called Chronovium, and they're fighting over it. And I think in this story, it deals with one of the maps of the game. I think this is the Tokyo 2099 map. So this deals with the story
Yes.
that's happening there, which I think has like Nova trying to recruit Jeff the Land Shark to take some Chronovium. And then Venom's in it, Spider-Man's in it. It's I heard the Infinity comic was actually pretty good. And Marvel is going to be continuing making these Rivals books, I think with Pete Momoko doing a one-shot, which has designs that will then be introduced as skins in the game by Pete Momoko. So they seem to really be leaning into this, and this is the first big one. So
How do you guys feel, real quick, about this? Like, do you think this is a smart play, or does this bother you because you don't want to see outside influences in the comics?
This makes sense. This is the same as that like, what was it, Fortnite crossover, the FaZe Clan stuff. It's a cross section where they're trying to get more people into comics, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't mind if things influence the other things.
and hey, if you buy this issue, you get a free in-game spray.
I don't play the game.
Yeah, that's don't sway me. Yeah, I think anything that gets comics in people's hands is great. I'm not gonna read it, but and nothing you guys said sounds appealing to me at all. Nova's doing what with Jeff the Land Shark? Whatever. Glad you're having fun.
Fair enough.
I want to catch up on Godzilla Heist. I forgot that this came out last month, and this is the set of IDW books that have different Godzilla things in these different settings. This is written by Van Jensen, artist Kelsey Ramsey, and in this one, it's a group of thieves who take advantage of the fact that Godzilla will appear and go and do and steal something, go on a heist. Um, I want to go back and read #1, and I definitely want to get this one. So hopefully at the shop they have it. Um, I did pick up Godzilla and Fantastic Four last week, but I gave it to a coworker who I know is a Fantastic Four fan, so I didn't get a chance to read it.
You just bought it and gave it away without reading it.
Yeah.
Damn.
I picked it up too. I like the Romita art in it.
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to trying out the new Ironheart book, Ironheart Bad Chemistry #1. I really like Riri Williams as a character. People, I don't know, she catches a lot of flack and she hasn't been able to keep a series alive in a long time. But I want to try this. They got John Jennings to write it, Jethro Morales on the art, and Andrew Dahlhouse on the colors. So, nearly an all minority creative team. Ariana Mayer, no disrespect to her, holding that back by being the white woman on the team. Um, I want Ironheart to be great. I really do. And hopefully John Jennings, who I do think is talented, can apply some of what he does well to make this book work. Do I believe that's going to happen? Absolutely not. But she does have a show coming out. There should be a book on the stands for her. There's another shot for the character, and I'm going to support it.
I want to shout out West Coast Avengers, another book that I think some of the listeners or frequent commenters have checked out. This is #6. It's written by Jerry Duggan, art by Tom Lima, colors by Arthur Hesley, and letters by Joe Caramagna. I'm liking this. It's Iron Man and Rhodey in California trying to come up with a new Avengers team that uses a convicted criminal to try and rehab him, almost like parole by making him a hero. Um, they have this guy who has lightning powers, who was just like he was a Hydra agent during Secret Empire, and that's how they're rehabbing him. But also, Ultron has split off into different aspects of Ultron, and the good aspect of Ultron is on this team. And another aspect is also an antagonist. So this issue shows, I guess, the main Avenger squad coming to be like, "Yo, what are you doing with this Ultron stuff? You guys insane?" And trying to there's typical hero versus hero conflict there. But I've been having fun with this. Jessica Drew's on the team. I love Spider Woman. There's some interesting Firestar and the complications of Firestar's role towards the end of Krakoa. She's a mess now, even though that was none of her fault. But when she joined Orcus because Professor or Jean Grey made her essentially, she's a mess. And seeing that Duggan kind of continue that plot thread in this book is interesting. I'm liking it so far.
Same.
And it's got Steve Rogers, Flag Smasher in it.
I thought you were gonna say Stevel Knievel.
That's a
I
good
don't
name.
know that Marvel character.
Yeah.
I am beyond hype for something I didn't know was coming out this week. Star Trek Lore War #1. This is basically an event in the IDW ongoing Star Trek imprint, I guess, focused on Lore, Data's evil android brother, a character who has like a lot of crazy potential, but that gets like tragically underexplored in the expanse of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Lore somehow or another becomes a god, and the universe is remade in his image. And the two ships that we're following in this series, Cisco's and Worf's, they're our characters are scattered across the universe. But the thing that's interesting here is that even though Lore is a god here, Cisco is also an agent of other gods, of the Bajoran gods, the prophets. And so they have to wake him up and make him remember who he is. Man, there's nothing. I love Star Trek religion. Oh, it's so good.
You're a big Deep Space Nine guy, so this is right down your alley.
Man,
Yeah.
I found that series infinitely rewatchable.
Did you read the Star Trek stuff that I think it was last year, might have been a couple years ago. It was around the time we had Heather Antos on, and they had an event going on there that was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get to catch up on that, but I remember the first couple issues of that series. I'm a trade waiter, and I've been waiting for these to come out and trade, and somehow I can never find them. So I didn't, but I'm not surprised
And this
because there's so much meat on these bones.
and this is a one shot, which will then span off into the Star Trek and Defiant books that are there. So
Yeah.
the creative team on this is Jackson Lansing, Colin Kelly, and Christopher Cantwell writing it, which
Yeah,
that's a good ass
Yeah.
trio. And Davide Tinto on art. I'm familiar with his work, but that from a writing standpoint, yeah, that sounds good to me. I love lore too. Lore's great.
Rule.
The last book I wanted to shout out was Polis #1. This is from Mark Russell and Vladimir Kristik Lacey. It's an AWA book. I'm a big fan of their stuff. For anybody who knows Marjorie Finnegan, or Not All Robots, ETER, they put out a lot of really cool stuff, and so I try to give them a shot when I can. And this one seems to be part of a new universe that they're trying to build out, and so it's going to be the first installment of a series of one shots, and it's an anthology series, and it kind of focused on sci-fi, deep space, all that kind of stuff. And I'm interested in it. I like that kind of I like Mark Russell as a creator. I trust him, and I like when he's able to do stuff that is, futuristic, sci-fi. I think he has really cool things to say. And it's $6.99 for 40 pages, double-sized issue.
Sounds cool. I I would like to read more Mark Russell non Big Two stuff.
He has real good stuff. Not All Robots was a really good launch title for AWA.
Mm.
I want to read that so bad, dude.
Mike
I have
Mike
every
Deodato.
issue.
Mike
Yeah.
Deodato, man, it's
I
real
like
good.
that book. I like the book a lot, actually. Yeah.
I gotta get on that. The last book I wanted to shout out is oh man, Valiant Beyond, the Exo Man of War. Now the reason I'm laughing is because I have wanted to try with Valiant so bad for so long. And the time that they catch my eye, it's this it's written by Steve Orlando. Um and I can't do it. I can't do it, guys.
Did you see the solicit for this? Did you read
I
their little bit here?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Does,
Go ahead.
it says designed as the ultimate jumping on point, the Valiant Beyond line of comics are absolute must reads that will energize your love of superheroes.
It's cheeky, but it's like it feels like what it is hey, they're doing all that cool stuff over there. We're going to do it. We're not going to do it the way they did it.
We're still Valiant.
And this is a whole new character. Like it's Exo Manowar, but it's Ultimate. It's like it's not even continuing the previous stuff. This is a whole new version of it.
I believe that is what is happening.
Yeah. The cover says new universe, new starting on point, new origin, new costume too. Which I hate the original Exo costume, so I'm fine with that.
Makes no sense.
And hey, it's a special introductory price of $3.99.
Man, they drew that line
Well,
just for the intro.
28 pages. Wow.
I mean, listen, not for nothing. Alliance keeps publishing comics. We might be stuck reading Valiant at $3.99.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I laughed. I made a joke about it, but actually, 28 pages for $3.99 is a pretty good deal. So.
Yeah.
But also, like the Valiant Beyond is like you don't even have a main line. Like what?
Yeah.
This is not an alternative.
Bro, it's like that Power Rangers Prime. Like, wait, where's the regular Power Rangers?
Yeah. I don't need what was it? VR troopers and like that's neat.
Hey, I do.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's a different thing.
Okay. All
If
right.
you don't, okay, you flush that attitude back down the toilet where you found it.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. This is, I don't know.
Someone read it. Tell me it's good.
Mark, are you reading Do You Like Tomboys number 39 this week? Or did we
Ah,
scroll too far down
man,
the list?
no, I'm like 3 issues behind, honestly. So
Got
like,
it. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, and you know what? I feel like the first arc was pretty good. The second arc, I wasn't as strong. So I'm really thinking about dropping this title. It hasn't been as fun as some of the other stuff that I've been reading, like BL comics. So I
Drop
don't
them.
know. Yeah, I might drop it.
No, what? Drop your BL titles. What are you reading?
BL's. I'm reading. He has large hands. Um, and Kissy Nights.
He Has Large Hands is the spinoff of that one giant from Neverending Story. The Stone. That is a deep cut that nobody's gonna get. Okay,
What does
cool.
BL mean?
Boys love.
I'm bad. I'm mad that Cale knew
Yo.
that.
Look, if there's one thing you can count on, I'm a comic head. Like,
You got tangential knowledge.
And I'm
That's
willing
right.
to yes and.
that's right.
Boys
Since we're,
first. Go ahead. Go ahead.
since we're in this space, I'm just gonna shout out Chainsaw Man 198 comes out this week. I'm 2 chapters. Guys, I'm 2 chapters from restarting Chainsaw Man. I'm about to disappear.
Wait, what do you mean 2 chapters?
I'm gonna start again at 200.
Oh, is it every 100 issues?
That's what I do. Yeah,
Okay.
because that's how I started the first one.
Damn. Well,
Are you starting from the beginning?
Damn, maybe I should. Maybe I should.
ooh.
You have plenty of time, right? You always say how much time you have.
Guys, I have news.
Cale absent from the next book club.
I'm taking another break.
Can I do one quick shout out too? Because I just saw this and I want to shout out an indie book because I think it's nice too. Mad Cave coming out with Pastime #1, that written by Joseph Harris, art by Russell Mark Olson, which cool name guy. It's a vampire baseball story. It's about a pitcher who's a star pitcher, but he can't play baseball because it's in daytime. But a new league comes out that's only in the nighttime. That's the shtick. So can he be a star baseball player, or will his bloody past catch up with him before he gets the chance? That's how the solicitor reads it.
Damn. Okay. Opening night's like 2
Yeah.
weeks away. I'm here for this.
That's bugged out.
Didn't opening games just happen?
They're doing it's mostly like spring training.
Right.
Oh, okay. I thought like Yankees had their first game the other day.
Maybe. I don't pay attention to the Yankees. I'm not a.
It's a delay because you're in the UK. Yeah, you get them on reruns. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this week. Leave it in the comments if we missed something, if there's a book that you want to shout out that you want me to read, if it's interesting, if enough people shout it out, I will read it. You've heard me do that a few times now, so my word is bond on that. And we hope to see you for Pals Pools, 6 p.m. Thursday. Be there for us to review all these great titles. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.